Don't buy a Tesla. I don't think that is worth it if you have just to commute inside your city. That's what I'm going to cover on this video, and talking a little bit more about my passion about electric unicycle and why I don't own a car for the last 4 years. If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned until the end of the video. Hi everyone, Marcus here from MADpack, and if you love EUCs, PVs and everything that have an E of electricity, this is the place for you. And today we are going to talk about electric unicycles, and if it's your first time here, definitely subscribe to the channel if you like PEVs, so personal electric vehicles. And today I'm going to talk about it, the reasons why I basically swapped my car for electric unicycles in the last 4 years, and what is the benefits to own a PEV and not having a car. And it's much more than just money. It's also about your health. When I'm talking about health related with your brain. And obviously I'm here to talk about all my experience and why in end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I decided to just commute and do everything using electric unicycles. And some days I basically do 90 kilometers in some of these beasts that I have around me. So the first big reason that I have to say to you guys why you should not buy a Tesla, and obviously when I talk about the Tesla, I say about any electric cars, is if you just have to commute by yourself, going to work, coming back home, it doesn't make any sense for me to spend so much money in a car. First of all, if you have an electric car, you need somewhere to plug it. So if you don't have a garage or a house like I have here, it's a bit complicated. And even for me, because parking slot is not close to my house, it's not possible for me to have there a plug to basically charge a car if I had an electric car. So that becomes a problem. And here I just have to bring them inside my house to put it to charge. And it's so much cheaper because obviously this is much smaller and is much more portable and much more efficient than any car. And that's also another reason why I don't have an electric car, because yes, electric cars are the future and that's the solution for us to pollute less, but to produce an electric car, they need much more batteries than, for example, an electric unicycle. I have already covered which is the best PEV in the market if you are searching for one, if it's electric bikes, electric unicycles, electric skateboards, or electric scooters. I have already reviewed all of them and I have plenty of them inside my house, but I'll explain you which one is the best, so definitely check that out. But obviously if you see 4 electric unicycles around me at this point, you understand why or which one is definitely my favorite one of these 4. 4 years ago, I used to have a Volvo V40 cross country, and I said I'm going to try to see if I can do my life just using an electric unicycle. And in one entire year, I used my car 3 times. And I use electric unicycles to go to the gym, to go to the supermarket, to go to work. And when I say go to work, I used to go sometimes to my old job that was 45 kilometers away from my house, so more than 30 miles each way, and coming back home. Obviously, it was taking me about 1 hour to do it, but it was allowing me to do it. Besides that, and telling you when I started riding electric unicycles, I started with the 9-bot C10. That was my first electric unicycle that my wife offered me. I started noticing that I was much happier, because when I was leaving my house to go to work, I had to park very far from my job just to don't pay the parking. I have to walk about 15 minutes walk until I reach there. So basically, I was taking about 35 minutes to go to work. When I started using electric unicycles, I started taking 13 minutes. And now electric unicycles are getting faster and faster. So at the moment, we are reaching basically 60 miles per hour. For that same reason, and obviously because of all the traffic that you can have wherever you live, I don't see the benefits to have an electric car. When you have an electric car, obviously also is not just the cost, because they are super expensive, and you can say that an electric unicycle is expensive. For example, this one here is about 3,000 as it is. This is the older brother, but as it is now is cheaper because it doesn't have the seat and all those stuff. But that one, it starts from 1,000, and this one 1,800 more or less. That's the prices that you'll find it. I have already said the problems of charging your car. To be completely honest, also the amount of energy that you use to charge your car, that same amount of energy, if you put on an electric unicycle, you can do much more miles with an electric unicycle than with your car. You don't have to search for a parking slot using an electric unicycle. You don't have to pay for parking. Obviously, if you have an electric car, you can plug it to charge it, and in that way you don't pay the parking, but we also know that there is not a lot of those places at the minute, at least in the UK, and that becomes a problem because there is more and more electric cars around, and for that same reason maybe it's even hard for you to find somewhere to park. I can just take this with me, it goes inside my job, I put on beneath a table, and that's it. So I'm not concerned also that it's been stolen, is there, nobody can scratch it, and it allows me to go everywhere. With a car you are not able to do it. You can go on the roads, but that's it. To go to work I go on the redways here in Milton Keynes, I can see people, ducks, and I'm relaxed. Something that was not happening with my car. I was always stressed if I was just leaving the house 2 or 3 minutes later, and that's the reason why I use electric unicycle, because they are super efficient, they are very compact. If I need to walk with them, I just open the handle and I can just have them next to me. So for that same reason, for all the money that you spend on electric car, a Tesla, at least a Tesla Model 3, for example, you can buy loads of electric unicycles. No road tax, no gas, nothing. Obviously, if you have an electric car, you don't have to pay gas, but you have to pay your bills, your electricity bills, if you charge your car at home. It doesn't give you the joy. It doesn't allow you to go on the mountains like I've done in Scotland with my wife. You can take your Tesla there. So I feel that this is a bit more versatile. Obviously, there is downside. So if you have to go far away from your house, you are not able to do with your electric unicycle, but I'm talking about a day-to-day use. So you live and you work in the same city and you have to travel a few miles away and coming back home. It doesn't make any sense for me to use a Tesla or any other electric car. But yeah, this was just my quick thoughts about why you shouldn't buy a Tesla and you should save some money and buying an electric unicycle. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. My name is Marco, this is MADpack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one, and not on a Tesla, on an electric unicycle.